Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang. We are going to watch radar clear out tonight as rain moves south and east of the area, and then a hot week ahead. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, are looking like very warm, very hot days. We need to urge some caution. We'll touch on some heat safety as we get toward Tuesday and Wednesday. Some things, some tips to keep in the back of your mind. But we could potentially celebrate. We could do a little celebration of lower rain chances Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But of course, with more sun comes more of the potential for heat and a little bit of humidity that we want to touch on as well. So, precipitation after tonight is going to be hard to find. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not zero, but very limited. A couple stray pop up storms are possible until maybe Wednesday night. We could start seeing a few more storms develop, and more so on Thursday, which we'll talk about in a second. It could be a heavy rain day as well with some storms. Clouds are limited Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine is what promotes some of this heat for Monday, Tuesday, and especially Tuesday and Wednesday. So please keep that in mind. It is going to be a warm one. So do when we think about fewer clouds, we want to make sure we're wearing our sunscreen as well. Dew points are kind of maybe slipping below 70 briefly tomorrow, but by Tuesday, Wednesday, I think we're muggy, gross again, and rainfall amounts are mainly perhaps focused on Thursday over the next 7 days. Inch and a half of rain, not impossible in some locations, but the bulk of that falls on Thursday, perhaps this week. So we are going to watch the potential for flooding downpours, which are not in the picture. Let me widen this a little bit for you. Which we're luckily not going to have an issue with, severe storm chances or flooding downpours as that precipitation slips south of us tonight. We're going to kind of keep low, limited, minimal rain chances Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Thursday is when we need to kind of think about this again. Maybe flooding downpours are back on our weather menu. And just keep in mind with very hot conditions, perhaps heat index values Tuesday, Wednesday near 110. Practice heat safety wherever you are, and remember heat exhaustion versus heat stroke symptoms. And really try and, if you were outdoors for a while and away from air conditioning this week and you have to work outside, seek shade, hydrate mindfully, watch those electrolytes on Tuesday and Wednesday in particular. Uh, let's two other items in the air, smoke and pollen. So we need to watch here in the animation below. Canadian wildfire smoke may infiltrate near the surface where we're breathing the air, and we might smell some smoke later tomorrow into Tuesday. Air quality officials in the area so far not too concerned, but Tuesday could be right on that yellow orange air quality line. So we'll have to watch that as we get closer. Remember, anytime you need us, we're at cwg.live, and I'm Camden Walker. This is our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A on all four of our social media channels. We're at Capital Weather. And pollen is at the very bottom there. I did my latest pollen report on cwg.live yesterday. And remember, that's free. Tell friends and family, paywall free for some of our information from the Capital Weather Gang. And before I take questions and comments, let's look ahead really quick. Medium term, next work week into weekend. No clear signal on temperatures, maybe near normal. And heat tracker could pause soon at 25 for 25. The year is 2025, and now we've hit 25 days of 90 degrees or hotter. So tracking just a little bit more better than average year to date, a little ahead of schedule. But we'll see. We'll see if maybe we take a pause on this. And precipitation for next work week into weekend, leaning near average, maybe over in the I-81 corridor. A slight lean toward above average precipitation. All right, so let me go down here for the tropical update really quick. Look, expected to be pretty quiet in the next 7 days, but still, let's keep one small eye on kind of the Gulf of Mexico and the southeastern United States coast. We could see rain develop even if it doesn't turn into a tropical system. But if we do see a tropical depression turn into a tropical storm, it would get the name of Dexter, our D storm name on the list next. All right, here's the radar for you. We are lucky to say that our storm chances are decreasing this evening. Strong storm chances appear to head way south of town toward Richmond now. And let me take your questions and comments because we're heading for a dry 3 days. with storm chances out of the picture for the most part. Scott, as we saw a second ago, the tropics are quiet for the next 7 days. Skywalker Beth, 25 days so far. I'll cover that again in a second. And let's see, smoke and pollen is not a favorite combination, David. I agree with you. Good evening, Michael. Let's see. We do have at least the second most humid summer on record right now. Agree with your evidence of dew points consistently around 75 degrees in Annapolis. We have been covering that at cwg.live, and we'll continue to gather our statistics for you as we get further into the summer. Skywalker Beth, thanks for that on YouTube. I appreciate that. Maybe a small glitch. And Mike, it looks like the hurricane season is generally about average right now, still forecast to be above average. We had a great start. It got going really quickly, really well, really fast, and then has calmed down again. So that is that is some good news. And then Ruth Lisa, good to see you. And Paul, oh man, you're driving through Richmond where we're looking on radar. Lots of rain and lightning. I hope you're being safe. And Nell on X, next weekend should get a little cooler, yes, and I think rain chances are minimal, but stay tuned to CWG.live as we get closer. And Christopher, Thursday could have some heavy rain, maybe some delays at airports are possible. Steve, and we'll touch on that on Thursday's potential downpour threat in a moment. And Steve, hello, and Culpepper, looking forward to normal to below normal temps at the end of the week. Fingers crossed. I mean, our average high is still right near 90. So if we do in fact get, held back at highs of near 80, that will be very nice. Nicely below average. Let's see. Humidity is far worse than the heat, Skywalker Beth. It has been rough this week. And we get maybe a small break tomorrow. Right around 70 for the dew points, but I think we're back up Tuesday and Wednesday and some muggy gross conditions, 70 to 75-degree dew points. And 80 on Friday, maybe a few in the 70s, maybe David, but I'm cautious on that. All right. Good evening to you, Leona. Low temps have been tracking higher this summer with our high humidity. I would say we're easily in the top 10 for our overnight warm, low temperatures. And let's see, we've got April, you're most welcome. Patty and Janet, good to see you. And Patty, good luck at the horse show next weekend. I think you'll have decent weather. Fingers crossed. If this clears out of here on Friday, Thursday, Friday could be stormy again, but we clear out in time for the weekend. Ron B. Weather on YouTube is sweating a little bit there with a smile. Excellent. Good to see you. And Leona and April. And I hope April, no more field days for now in the summer. Hopefully you're getting a good summer break. And Donna, good to see you in Iowa. And Vegan on X, ready for the cool down. All right, I think I am. And Charlene is saying 34 days till meteorological autumn. I love that. Love that countdown. All right, so rainfall over the next 7 days is going to be mainly focused on Thursday, Friday this week. We might see an inch and a half in some locations. We will watch this, maybe a potential downpour threat for Thursday to Thursday night. Slight threat for flooding downpour, so we'll see how heavy the rain intensity might get with storms perhaps on Thursday. But overall precipitation is limited Monday through Wednesday. Maybe some storms, a few storms start popping Wednesday evening. We'll keep you posted at CWG Live on that. But Thursday and a little bit on Friday is where kind of the rain chances are potentially focused and could be heavy at times. We will keep you posted, but sunshine comes along with our heat Monday through Wednesday. Fewer clouds equals more heat. More sunshine is really going to warm us very effectively Monday through Wednesday. And then just remember some heat safety tips. No matter where you are, even away from air conditioning, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, when heat index values could get near 110, please, seek shade, mindfully hydrate. If you're working outdoors, it can be done cautiously. Just slow down a half gear, a full gear if you can. And remember heat stroke versus heat exhaustion. Some symptoms are listed here, and just don't let it get out of hand, right? If you start feeling some heat exhaustion, stop what you're doing so it does not turn into heat stroke for Tuesday and Wednesday in particular this week. Pollen and smoke we are talking about, and also in the air. Adjacent to meteorology, we've got to worry about smoke plumes in the atmosphere, maybe near the surface, affecting a little bit of air quality later tomorrow, but more so maybe Tuesday. Nothing major, no major compromise expected, but maybe yellow orange right on that line. Uh, Suboptimal to maybe unhealthy for some sensitive groups, maybe on Tuesday. So air quality officials are watching that, so we'll keep you posted. And further below is the latest on pollen. I did a full write-up yesterday at cwg.live. Basically, weeds are a little ahead of schedule. Weed pollen is moderate locally, and so is the spores for mold and mildew as well. Looking ahead for our temperatures next work week and the weekend, no clear signal either way. Maybe near average, maybe a hair above average. Hard to interpret these maps with much detail, but at least there's no big signal for above average or big signal for below average temperatures. That's the key takeaway. Maybe we pause our heat tracker in a little while and coming next work week. We'll see. We've still kept ahead of schedule instead of 24 average year to date number of days where we see 90 degrees or hotter. We're at 25 already. So maybe we can slow our pace down a little bit into next week. And precipitation, uh, near normal, maybe in the I-81 corridor. There's a slight signal leaning maybe above average for next work week. And tropical update, I know many of you are interested. Just keep an eye on things. Expected to be quiet over the next 7 days, but let's keep one small eye on the Gulf of Mexico and the waters just off the southeastern United States. If nothing develops in an organized fashion tropically, there could still be some tropical downpours, even if low pressure stays disorganized over the southeastern United States. So we'll watch that. And the next named storm is Dexter, should one develop. And I had a question earlier about, are we tracking fairly normal? Is my sense of things. We kind of had a fast start and we've paused out for a few weeks now, so that's good. Just to kind of catch our breath on the tropics now. All right, radar is put up, but just so you can see, the rain for the next few days is going to get out of here. And it's sagging south of town toward Richmond now tonight, and just maybe one or two stray storms Monday through Wednesday. Overall dry going forward. So low rain chances to be celebrated, but the heat is a negative. Do two thumbs down do anything? I'm not sure if my gestures will work, but that's the downside. Not rain. Low rain chances means more heat. So more sunshine, more heat, lower rain chances. It's all connected for Monday through Wednesday this week. So Rick, we'll talk about air quality again in a second. Slightly compromised maybe by Tuesday with some wildfire smoke around, but nothing terribly high in the PM 2.5 scale expected just yet. Sunset is beautiful, David. Let's all go watch that in a moment. That's excellent news. And Ruth Lisa, we do not, but thank you for asking. Maybe in the future we'll sell some merchandise. David, thumbs down is rain. Yes, indeed. David, let me know if everything else is working well. And Rick, you're most welcome. And Amy, I think maybe a little bit of Canadian smoke at higher altitudes is mixing in to help with the pink cloud sunset you might be seeing. I do believe, not high confidence. Yes, Ruth Lisa, excellent. And Amy, most welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Ruth Lisa, Thursday storms are what we're thinking. We have dry Monday through Wednesday, but maybe Thursday into Thursday night, we could see some flooding downpours with storms coming back into the picture. So we get 3 days off, right? Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday, maybe Friday, a little stormier, wetter, maybe some strong storms in the form of at least downpours that are intense. So we'll keep you posted, and that's why this rain that's forecast over the next 7 days, an inch and a half on average in much of the region, could focus on Thursday and Friday. So we'll keep you posted on that as we get closer. All right, have I caught up on all the questions and comments? Williamsburg, Paul might be okay on Saturday as it looks now for the weather there. Have a great week to you as well, Julia. Gonzalo, hello. And yes, Skywalker Beth, deep snow in the winter keeps us confined, and then extreme heat and humidity can also keep us confined in the summer. There is a little bit of a seasonal effective on both sides of the scale there. A little bit of a barbell. Ruth Lisa, very hot 99 possible on Wednesday at near 100 in several locations possible on Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday are the 2 days we are most, thanks, David. The days that are the hottest this week, Tuesday and Wednesday, heat index values could be near 110. So let's remember some heat safety tips. Make sure you're not locking any people or animals in the car. Watch your pets, your neighbors who don't have access to air conditioning. The older you get, the less cognizance your body has. There's the brain body connection with processing heat. So please check on your neighbors who might be warmer than they realize if they don't have their air conditioning on or access to air conditioning. Cooling centers may open. I think in DC, I can pretty much count on Tuesday, Wednesday. DC cooling centers opening. And if you're working outdoors, make sure you're mindfully hydrating, replacing your electrolytes. Go a little slower than usual. Seek the shade. Don't let heat exhaustion, which is just a little bit of a warning before heat stroke. Don't let it get out of hand. And just really take it easy, especially Tuesday and Wednesday with heat index values potentially near 110. So we could see, I think, a heat advisory issued for Tuesday and Wednesday from the National Weather Service. And then elsewhere, we've got pollen to talk about and smoke. No major incursion of surface smoke coming from Canada until maybe Tuesday. And even then, it's probably not too major. I think a slight compromise in our air quality, yellow, orange or so at worst. But we're watching that at cwg.live, so stay tuned to us. Make sure you follow us on all four of our social media channels. We're at Capital Weather on all four of our channels there. And pollen is further below, and I did a full write-up yesterday on the blog. A little ahead of schedule is the wheat pollen, and not to be unexpected is the moderate range for the mold and mildew as well. All right, we've got precipitation to animate for this week where it's hard to find Monday through Wednesday. Maybe storms start popping more than just one or two stray storms for Monday, Tuesday. I don't think so, but Wednesday, we could see a handful of storms pop by Wednesday afternoon and evening. And then Thursday, Friday could be a little bit stormy, wet with some intense downpours that could cause patchy flooding. We'll keep you posted as we get closer. All right, let's see. Let me know if you have any final questions or comments the next 3 minutes I'm on the air. At the top is the latest forecast I put out on cwg.live, the forecast at a glance graphically, also available on the blog, but I put it here above you for you. I am Camden Walker. This is our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat. Appreciate seeing all of you on our social media channels. On the blog, we're also live. And we will do this. I think Labor Day is the only exception for the rest of the year. That's our only holiday Monday edition. But further below here, animated, is the precipitation. That's kind of hard to find with maybe one or two stray storms Monday, Tuesday, maybe a handful on Wednesday. We'll see. And then Thursday is the day we're thinking could be the rainiest with maybe some intense downpours. So we're watching the slight chance for flooding downpours on Thursday. Remains to be seen on Friday, but overall rain amounts from Thursday, Friday could pile up to about an inch and a half of rain. So enjoy if you're looking for a rain break. The exchange for that is some heat. We get some heat for lower rain chances and more sunshine Monday through Wednesday. And Tuesday, Wednesday could be feeling like near 110, so please do take it easy. All this very warm sunshine, still in July here. So please use that sunscreen and mindfully hydrate Monday through Wednesday of this week with plenty of warmth around and dew points maybe slightly behaving themselves tomorrow. We could stay below 70 for a few moments tomorrow. But Tuesday, Wednesday, the humidity kind of comes back toward that muggy, gross 70 to 75 degree dew point level. Donna, you take care as well. Have a really good week. And Ruth Elisa, this is the final heat wave for now on the horizon, but I would not discount fully August just yet. And yep, David, can you believe we're heading from July into August? It is amazing. Dave, you stay cool as well. You're most welcome for the update. And Ruth Lisa, this is not dry enough of an air mass, still in the 65 to 75 degree dew points. I would not call it a desert this coming week, but we've acclimated. This is our hottest, most humid time of year typically. So any break will actually be kind of noticeable to us, even a 68 degree dew point, maybe. Oh, not a desert, but better, less miserable, less miserable. All right. Yep, David, small thing to not we're not talking about drought this year. It's pretty nice after kind of a year on drought watch, more than less. Rick, you're most welcome. And let's see, Ruth Elisa, you stay cool and hydrated as well. And most welcome, David. I appreciate seeing you. All right, I will leave it there and just reiterate radar is clearing this evening. Rain chances are scanned for Monday through Wednesday. Thursday, maybe we start really seeing some heavy rain move back in with some storm chances. Thursday, maybe Friday as well. And just remember your heat safety tips, particularly Tuesday and Wednesday of this week with not dew points being high, maybe near 75, but heat index, when you combine the air temperature with the humidity, it will feel like near 110. So please take it easy, particularly Tuesday and Wednesday, but Monday as well tomorrow.